Hey guys, it's Aladdin and today I'll show you the exact settings that can completely transform your World of Warcraft experience. We'll start with the best optimized WoW graphics settings, then I'll show you a couple sneaky Windows settings that could secretly be ravaging your FPS. In this section, put your graphics settings to default, then follow up with me as we go setting by setting. Putting default settings is the best starting point because we want to make sure we're using the best resolution, so doing this avoids any chances that you are on the wrong resolution. If you happen to have freezes and FPS drops even though your setup is good, or you want the game to be smooth while still being very nice, then that's exactly the problem we're fixing. Put render scale at 100% if your PC is strong, and at 92 if you are on an average setup. There is a second setting below that pairs really well with these two, so make sure to remember your choice. Disable VSync as we already have better ways to have more control over our FPS without screen tearing or performance costs. Keep low latency mode at disabled. Keeping it on tries to sync frames faster, but it can cause micro stutters and uneven FPS in raids. So make sure we're keeping it off for consistent and predictable performance. Put anti-aliasing at advanced, image-based techniques at CMAA 2, and multi-sample techniques at 8 for best quality. Start with 8 and you can scale down later to 4 for almost the same clarity but better performance. For the camera field of view, put it at max, which is 90. As for graphics settings, this is where it truly matters most, especially during raids where your FPS can heavily drop the moment a pull starts, where all of your party members are using a huge number of abilities that appear on the screen at the same time. So we're going to adjust it to hide anything unnecessary while still keeping the boss mechanics clear and easy to react to. Set the overall to 10, then we bit by bit disable what's dogshit and we keep whatever gives us the best in-game clarity. Set shadow quality to low as they are very useless for your gameplay. Set liquid details at low and particle density at ultra. Particle density is what truly makes all boss mechanics look crystal clear as it controls the amount of effects, sparks and magic visuals for different mechanics. Put each of SSAO, depth effects and compute effects at disabled. Outline mode just helps smoothen your questing experience by highlighting stuff that you need to press, and we're putting it at high. Set texture resolution at high. Spell density controls how many party member spells we can see, and we use two different settings depending on your role. You wanna keep it at essential if you're a healer or a DPS. If you're a tank, put it at reduced just to make sure you're not moving a pack of mobs out of certain spells that your DPS are using. Projected textures is another important setting that if you have it disabled, you could potentially die to mechanics that you don't even see, and you will not even be sure what exactly killed you, so make sure that it's always enabled. I'm gonna be posting a bunch of top quality rotation guides both for M+ and Raid, so please type in the comments below what your main is so I can know what guide to post next. Then set view distance at 10. This setting doesn't affect you at all in Raid, so keeping it at max is totally fine. Plus, it's good to have it when you're outside so you're seeing things very clearly from afar. I personally love to keep it at 10 because I don't like to see things loading up just as I'm getting closer to them. Set both environment detail and ground clutter at 1. This really saves you from freezes and allows ground mechanic to appear very clearly. In the next section, we're gonna first disable triple buffering. Then we set texture filtering to X16. This might sound intimidating at first, but it's all good to keep it at 16 as long as your environment detail is put at exactly 1. If your PC happens to be more on the average side, then put it at X4 or X2. Set ray tracing to off. Resample quality at Fidelity FX Super Resolution. VRS mode disabled. And graphics API set specifically at DirectX 12 as it's smoother, essential for newer GPUs, and leads to a lower CPU usage. Set physics interactions to player only, then select your GPU so your game is not using your weaker integrated graphics instead. Make sure foreground FPS is checked and set it to your screen's maximum refresh rate. Keep background FPS at 30. This one is good whenever you're tapped out so your game doesn't keep on draining a lot of resources. Disable target FPS so the game isn't constantly changing settings just to give us good performance. We don't want the game to have control over this as we are already picking the best of the best settings. Set resample sharpness to 0 if you've picked 100% render scale and to 1 if you've picked 92 before. Set contrast to 65 up to 70 as this increases the difference between brighter and darker colors, leading mechanics to stand out more. Keep brightness at 50% and gamma at 1, and before we go to the Windows settings, make sure to disable the GPU optional features. Now with the Windows settings, we're gonna start by a problem that is common but most people don't realize is happening to them. When your RAM fills up, Windows creates a backup virtual memory called a paging file. The problem is that Windows sometimes puts the paging file on your HDD instead of your SSD. And when that happens, the moment your RAM gets full, your PC starts moving memory to that slow hard drive instead of the much faster SSD. Fixing this and pairing it with the previous settings will feel astonishingly magical and will make a day and night difference in your performance. First, press Windows key and search View Advanced System Settings. Go to Advanced and then at Performance press Settings. Open the Advanced tab and under Virtual Memory click Change. Uncheck Automatically Manage Paging File. Select your SSD/NVMe and choose System Manage Size. Click Set. Then select your HDD and choose No Paging File, then click Set. Now before restarting your PC, disable any useless startup programs that you're not using. You do that by pressing the Windows key again, then type Task Manager. Go to Startup Apps and select whichever ones that you really don't need. Uninstalling an unused program instead of disabling it will save you even more resources. Restart your computer so all the changes take effect. Everyone who tested these settings saw a huge difference and absolutely loved the results, so let me know in the comments how it turned out for you.